Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Satya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam science class for class 10th. We have already discussed about periodic classification of elements in the first part. Today we are going to continue in the second part. What we have learned so far, you can see in this wheels, the first wheel, that is the first item what you have studied is classification. Classification means scientific grouping. In your class also, in what the teacher do is, those who know cricket, those who know football, those who know volleyball, all different talents of the students are made into different groups. That is a classification. Similarly, in shops you might have seen how all the things are kept in different places. So, it is scientific grouping, grouping with a principle, that is called classification. Here also we have studied in the previous class about the classification of elements, and in that we have seen the first contribution in this field is Doberener's. His law of triads. Triads means taking 3 elements at a time. Also we have discussed about the merits and demerits. Necessity is the mother of invention. When this Doberener's law was a limited one, because it could do only three sets. The 3 elements of 3 sets only can be arranged. So, what about the next elements? Then came the Newland's law. Newland's law is based on the musical notes, as we say as sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. The 8th note will be repeated after first. Similarly, 16th, like that it go on repeating. So, that is why it is called as octaves, law of octaves. It also has got merits. The elements discovered then were arranged in that order, and it is one of the improvements from from the Doberener's law, because Doberener's law says the mass of the middle element, of the 3 elements arranged in increasing order of the atomic masses, the atomic mass of the middle element is the average of the first and the last. That is Doberener's law. Newland's law says the first, when the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic masses, the first element behaved like the 8th element, 8th element behaved like the 16th, and so on. So, that is another type of classification. Again it had some limitations, and the limitation was they could not do for elements more than calcium. So, then they came the third type of this classification called as Mendeleev's periodic law. Mendeleev is a Russian scientist, also he was a great philosopher, who got by intuition. What is intuition? Thinking of something deep, you get some new ideas. So, he was very much worried how to classify the 63 elements known at that time, and one of them he tried his best, and it was based on a Mendeleev's periodic law. And the law says when the elements are arranged in increasing order of atomic masses, their properties also showed some regular gradation. and he defined it as the properties of elements and their compounds are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. Periodic means what? Repeating at regular intervals. You might have seen the clock in the olden times used to give tick tock, is it not? Giving oscillation. So also Mendeleev said the properties of elements and their compounds are the periodic, means changing regularly in regular intervals of the atomic masses. Now let us see some details about that in today's class. Before that, we will work out some of the home assignments given in the last class. I hope you have already done it. If you have done it, correct yourself. If you have not done it, you can note down. Okay. What were the limitations of Dobereiner's classification? It is called as law of triads. Triad means taking 3 elements, and this Dobereiner's law could form only 3 triads, as you have seen in the last class, is it not? Like chlorine, bromine, iodine, one set. Atomic mass of bromine is the average of chlorine and fluorine, is it not? Like that, lithium, sodium, potassium, like that only 3 sets could be formed. So it was not a successful for all the elements discovered then. Then came the Newland's law, and the limitations of Newland's law was there were 56 elements at the time of Newland. Is a British scientist. Element up to calcium only he could apply this law of octaves. Oct means 8. So as you find in the musical note, so also he classified groups of 8, hence the name law of octaves. In order to fit the elements into his table, he adjusted 2 elements in the same slot. For example, cobalt and nickel were put in the same slot, means same place, in the note containing fluorine, chlorine and bromine. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine are called halogens. So there these cobalt and nickel were introduced. Cobalt and nickel are metals, and these 3 are non-metals. They have different properties. And also he found out that iron, which resemble cobalt and nickel, was placed far away. Iron also is a metal, cobalt is a metal, nickel is a metal, but this was kept separately, iron was kept separately from cobalt and nickel. So these are some of the defects of Newland's law of octaves. And the third question is, did Dobereiner's triads also exist in the columns of Newland's octaves? Compare and find out. So yes, Dobereiner's triads are also found in the Newland's octaves. For example, lithium, sodium, potassium, they are metals, so they are also included in the Newland's law of octaves. Next question, there are 3 elements, namely A, B and C. The atomic masses of A is 20, that of C is 40. What is the atomic mass of B? Then using the law of triads, atomic mass of B is equal to atomic mass of A, atomic mass of C, average of these 2, that will be 60 by 2, that is 30. So that is how Dobereiner's law can be applied for a given problem. Okay. And now let us see what you have to learn today. So let us study something more about Mendeleev's periodic table. Of course, we will see the table next. Before that, we have been learning how various things of living beings can be classified on the basis of their properties. So in our daily life, from morning till evening, we will come across with many kinds of materials. Even in our mind also, it is said about 16,000 thoughts are coming in an average student mind, 16,000. So different thoughts will be coming, and for making an improvement or to make a systematic study, we have to group it. For example, in a shop, soaps are kept together in a place. I think most of you know weekend, what you call Saturdays and Sundays will be weekends, they will be usually holiday, and those days they go for shopping. Sunday they go for tours and all, small trips and all. Saturday usually they go for shopping. When they go for shopping, usually they go to malls. In cities you find some malls. In small towns you will have shops only. What the mall owners do, they arrange all different items in different corners. So when a person enters, he will be given a basket, go on picking up things what he wants. So soaps are kept together at one place, and biscuits are kept, or chocolate biscuits are all eatables, you can say, kept in another corner. Similarly, ice creams another corner. Then fruits, vegetables, groceries, clothes, chappals, what not. In a mall you will get all kinds of things, but to make it easy for selection and purchase, what they do is they classify. So biscuits also kept together. Then even among soaps, what they do is bath soap is separated from washing soap, because some of them want only bath soaps, toilet soap what you call. So they will select it at one place. Similarly, pastes, brush and so on, oil also. Of course, you know very well about that things, I need not explain. The village boys may not be knowing, but when they go to shops also they will be knowing. Everything arranged in a decent way, in a good shops. So like that, that is called as a classification of things in a shop. Similarly, Mendeleev, a Russian scientist, gave the most important contribution to early developments of a periodic table of elements, wherein the elements are arranged in the basis of their atomic masses and also similarity of chemical properties. Atomic mass means what? Sum of number of protons and neutrons in a given atom of an element is called as atomic mass. A is equal to Z plus N, you studied. So he did the classification on the basis of atomic masses, means he arranged all the then known 63 elements in the increasing order of atomic masses, and he made groups of elements with a similarity of chemical properties. Means what? All halogens in one type, one group, metals another group, like that. Let us see what he has done. So it all came by intuition for him, that is by himself he has developed that thought. And so this is one photo of a mall or a big shop where different things are kept. Of course, most of you know it very well, and some of you know how to pick up the things also, and so mind it, there will be CC cameras all over, you must be very honest. You should not do any mischief there, or you should not come out without paying, is it not? So, do not deceive or cheat people, right. So, whatever things you purchase, put it in a bag or a basket, then show me in the counter and give the correct money for that, then only you will be called as honest. Okay. I hope all of you are honest. So, this is one photo of the mall where things are kept in a different places. Okay. And this is a beautiful photo of Mendeleev, a Russian scientist. His full name is Ivan Dmitrich Mendeleev. They use spelling it as also F Mendeleev also, but for practical purpose we call it as Mendeleev. So, he was one of the pioneers in the classification of elements, and this is what is called as Mendeleev's periodic table. This periodic table is based on Mendeleev's periodic law, and the law says the properties of elements and their compounds are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. Periodic, just now I am explaining to you. See, lithium resembles sodium because it is a metal, it resembles potassium, it resembles rubidium and so on, these are all metals. So, the metallic property is repeated. So, what he did was, he made the vertical columns as groups, and these are called periods. So, periods 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these are called periods, that the horizontal columns are called periods and vertical columns are groups. He made 8 groups, you can see from 1 to 8. And how he could do this? The first and foremost thing was, he studied about the combination with oxygen, and the compound is called oxide, and combination with hydrogen, it was called hydride, and he defined it as R2O. R represent element, usually metals or non-metals also. O means oxide, these are all oxides, and this RH, RH2 and all are called as hydrates. So, first he, in every group he made 2 subgroups called group A and group B, because the group A elements resembled almost alike, group B different, like copper, silver, gold, they are alike, therefore he put it as group B. And here also zinc, cadmium, mercury, they are metals in one group, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, they are in group A, second A we call it. Like that, similar properties are kept in different groups like this, and these are the periods, and these periods also divided into 2 series. In 4, 5, 6 we find 2 series. First series, they are behaved alike, potassium, calcium, scandium, etc., etc. And second series is copper, zinc, gallium, etc. Similarly, fifth period consists of 2 branches. First series like rubidium, strontium, etc. Second series silver, cadmium, etc. And the sixth period again 2 series, cesium, barium, etc. in one series, gold, mercury, tellurium, lead, etc. in the second series. So, 4, 5, 6 periods are divided into 2 groups here, and this 8th one he made a special mention called as transition series. Transition means changing or alike. For example, iron, cobalt, nickel, they have got some similarity. What is similarity? They are magnetic materials or magnetic elements out of which magnet is made up of. Similarly, rubidium, rhodium and palladium, like that osmium, iridium and platinum, they have got some similarity, that is why they are kept separate into transition series. So, this is in brief Mendeleev's periodic law. Of course, in those days it was a very good invention only, but now it is completely changed because of some defects in the series. Now, let us see what are the main features of Mendeleev's periodic table. Elements are arranged in rows and columns in the periodic table, as you call it as periods. Horizontal rows are called periods 1 to 6, and in that 4th, 5th and 6th you have 2 series of elements, and one more is properties of elements in a given period show regular gradation left to right, regular change. For example, in your school when the bell rings, all of you go to prayer. In prayer you stand in a line, right, in a disciplined manner. How you stand? Smallest, maybe girl or a boy, you will be in front. As you go behind, the height go on increasing, right. So, there will be regular gradation, that is called as gradation. Here also there will be regular gradation, means increase in, just as you find in schools, while coming also you tie your hand back and come in line, right. So, just as you have discipline in your PT periods, here also some gradation is observed. Vertical columns present in it are called groups. There are 8 groups, 1 to 8. Groups 1 to 7 are divided into A and B subgroups depending on the property which I have explained just now. And last one, all elements present in a particular group are chemically similar. They also show a regular gradation in their physical and chemical properties from top to bottom. Physical means what? Their density, their mass, their volume, temperature, etc. They are called physical properties. Chemical means action with oxygen, action with hydrogen, etc., etc. So, there will be some similarity, and gradation means increases, regular change. So, these are some of the merits or features of Mendeleev's periodic table. How is this figure? Like it? You are also doing like this, I think, in your school in mass PT period. There will be a PT master or a leader who gives counts. When you say 1, all of you raise your hand. When you say 2, all of you touch your hands, right. So, here we have to be like PT master, because PT master should do also. Whatever he tells, he must do also in action. Whatever he does in action, others also will follow, right. That is what you can see here. And this is what I said as discipline. See, this is line number 8, line number 9, line number 10, and there will be leader for every line. Okay. So, it will be very nice to see like this, because all of them have got uniform dress and they behave in a uniform way. So, also in periodic table we find some uniformity. So, what is the achievement here then? He had 63 elements in his stock. So, he among the chemical properties, Mendeleev concentrated on compounds formed by elements with oxygen and hydrogen, and compounds of oxygen are called oxides, and compounds of hydrogen are called hydrides, that he took and arranged all the elements. Formed by the elements were treated as one of the basic properties of the elements for its classification. So, that is the basic things. He studied the compounds of different elements with hydrogen and oxygen, and then he made the classification. The second thing was, there are a few instances where Mendeleev had to place element with slightly greater atomic mass before elements of lower atomic mass. Of course, it is on the defect also, but he has to do it, invariably he has to do it. Means what? Cobalt, for example, is 58.9 atomic mass and nickel is 58.7. So, nickel should have come first, cobalt should have come next. But now in the periodic table of Mendeleev, what you see is cobalt comes first, then comes nickel. He has to place like that because of the similarity in property. Of course, that is one of the defect also of the system, and this is very important. He left some gaps. He knew very well that there are so many elements to be discovered. In his time it was 63, now it is 118. That is why he left some gaps in the periodic table. He predicted the existence of some elements that had not been discovered at that time. So, he found that there will be some more elements to be discovered like radium and polonium, actinium and so on, which are later on prepared in the laboratory and they are given a proper place. So, he has predicted it, he has guessed it earlier, and that is one of the merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. And also he did one more thing. He named the new elements by prefixing Sanskrit numeral. For example, scandium, similar to that of boron, he called it as Eka boron. Similarly, Eka aluminium, Eka silicon, etc. Eka means one. So, Sanskrit numeral was fixed to elements like boron, aluminum, silicon, etc. And there is one more merit you can say. For the newly discovered elements, he added the word Eka, and then noble gases like helium, neon, argon, etc. were to be placed in a new group without disturbing the existing order. What are these elements called? They are called inert gases or noble gases. Why are they called so? They are called noble gases because the electrons in the outermost energy level are fixed or completed. Neither they lose electrons nor they gain electrons. Therefore, they are called inert gases, also called as noble gases. So, he has kept them separately, and that is one more merit of Mendeleev's periodic table. See, for example, just now I told this Eka aluminium has the almost same atomic mass of gallium. Similarly, that can be found by the oxide. Compound of Eka aluminium is E2O3 and compound of gallium is gallium oxide Ga2O3. Similarly, chloride Eka aluminium is ECl3, gallium is GaCl3. So, there is similarity you can find out. Atomic mass also almost same. So, the word Eka, it is taken from Sanskrit, that is used for the elements. And let us see what are the defects of this. One of the defects is he did not provide any space for different isotopes. What are isotopes? Iso means same, tope means place, same place. Where same place? For example, you are sitting in a bench. Say Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Narayana. 4 boys are there sitting in a bench. And if Rama is sitting there, Krishna cannot come and sit in the same place. He has to go to the second place. Is it not? He cannot because already when Rama is sitting there. So, when a new, what is called as isotope means elements like carbon, uranium, etc., what they have, their atomic number is same, but atomic masses are different. So, in the Mendeleev periodic table, for example, hydrogen has got mass number 1 and they are called isotopes of hydrogen, mass number 1, 2, 3. In such case, there is no other place, only one place was given. That is another defect. There is no mention about isotopes. Similarly, carbon 12 and carbon 14 are there, both of them kept in the same place. So, there is no solution for the isotopes in the case of Mendeleev's periodic table. And second defect was copper and silver have no resemblance with alkali metals like lithium, sodium, etc., but they have been grouped together in the first group. So, these are copper and silver have some resemblance, but lithium and sodium have nothing to do with this. They are more active. Lithium and sodium have got one valence electron which are very, very active, whereas copper and silver are not so active. So, there is no resemblance even though all are metals, but they have been grouped together in the first group. And third one, elements which are chemically similar such as gold and platinum have been placed in separate groups. Gold and platinum are one of the heaviest elements, and they are very precious also, very costly also. They have got some similarity, but they are kept in separate groups, not in same group. That is a defect. Atomic masses do not increase in a regular manner in going from one element to the next. For example, as I just now told, so it was not possible to predict how many elements could be discovered between two elements, especially in the case of heavier elements. Just now I told about cobalt and nickel. So, nickel should have been placed first, then cobalt, but the reverse has taken place. So, it is difficult to guess any other metals or any elements between the two. So, that is another defect. And now coming to home assignment, use Mendeleev's periodic table to predict the formula for the following elements. Formula of the oxides: potassium, carbon, aluminum, silicon, barium. You must predict the formula of oxides. Second question, besides gallium, gallium is one of the elements, which other elements have since been discovered left by Mendeleev in his periodic table? You must name 2 elements other than gallium which has been left. Third one, what were the criteria used by Mendeleev in creating his periodic table? Fourth one, why do you think that noble gases are placed in a separate group? You will come prepared. Is it okay? Okay? Thank you.